Breaking news. Bitcoin has just printed an absolute bloodbath of a candle. The worst possible candle it could have ever printed. Take a look. This is on the 2-month chart. We're at the top of a rally. We print this candle right here with a huge wick to the upside, a thin little body, and the body closed below a line of resistance. The same resistance that called the top in 2021, not once, but twice. All of these candles were resistance at the same area that we just closed as resistance. There's a huge hidden message here and a huge warning to the market. This is a massive candle. I cannot stress this enough. In today's video, we're going to uncover the facts. You're going to leave with all of the evidence laid out in a clear and concise way in front of you. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be telling you what you should be doing now. I do want to say this. I have really bad news, but I also have some good news. I'm going to be unveiling that good news at the end of the video along with what you should be doing right now given the magnitude of this candle. Let's get into it. Do you wish you were making more money in crypto? Do you want to recover those bad losses? Don't you just wish you can get buy and sell alerts right to your phone? I have good news and I have bad news. The good news, my indicator bundle is your answer. One-time payment, unlock it for life. My indicator bundle will send you money-making buy and sell alerts right to your phone, no matter which country you're in. It works with Bitcoin and all altcoins. It's great for day traders, swing traders, and long-term holders. Plus, this is the largest ever discount we've had. Sign up now and make 5 times more in this cycle with my indicator bundle. And now, the bad news. The time is almost out and you are about to miss out. Stop procrastinating and go sign up right now. Pay with crypto and save an extra $250. Plus, sign up right now and unlock 5 trade alerts valued at over $3,000 completely free. I literally can't make it any easier. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com/sale. Give yourself this gift you can use for life. Go now. The clock is ticking. Time is almost out. cryptocrewuniversity.com/sale. Again, that's cryptocrewuniversity.com/sale. We are on the Bitcoin US dollar index and we are on the 2-month chart. Right in front of our eyes is one of the most deadly candles that Bitcoin has ever printed in recent memories. Out of the most recent years of activity, this solo candle has more power, more substantial evidence, and more meaning and more power than anything that it's done in years. Take a look. What we have in front of us is out of our bear market, we had a massive rally to the upside. But what I want to start with is that same rally we had to the upside in 2021. And then we're going to get to this candle. We're going to get to its thin body because the thin body has a powerful message. We're going to get to its tiny little lower wick, which also has a hidden message. And we're going to get to its magnificent upper wick, which has the most powerful message to date, especially the way it closed. This literally closed the worst possible way you could have imagined. But let's dig back to 21 because we have to really discuss this red line. In order to really understand what's happening right now, we've got to lay out the facts of this red line, which, by the way, is at about $62,000. Keep that in mind as we talk about the 2021 rally. So 2021, huge green candles leading up to our parabolic top. I want you to pay attention to this candle from January 2021. Again, each candle represents 2 months of price action. We're not on the 5-minute chart, the 1-minute chart. You're not going to make money there. You're going to make all your big boy money on big boy charts like this. This is where the market fluctuates in huge momentum shifts, and you can make ridiculous money by following the higher time frames. This candle really set the stage for what just played out. This was the start of it all. We had a massive candle coming up here, and we went up towards that $62,000 area, and we were met with heavy heavy resistance, hence this huge wick. Anytime you see a huge wick to the upside, it's pressure to the downside. It's huge resistance zone. It's profit taking from smart money. So we got into that zone here, and this was the candle that really laid the groundwork. The next candle after that, yes, the body closed higher, but it was still the same resistance zone. We just got a little bit closer to it. But there was the same results. We wicked above this area, great, but we still had a huge wick to the downside and resistance at this 62,000. The next candle after that was that pressure. That downward pressure from this wick and this wick pushed us down to create our market structure at the bottom, which is at about 30,000, holding huge support here with this wick, huge support here with this wick. I want you to keep this level in mind as well. So as we were pushed down from this wick and this wick, we were pushed up from this wick and this wick, and we retested that same area. And once again, at 62,000, the bodies had trouble. The bodies closed below. We did wick above, great, noteworthy, but again, we wicked into that area, meaning as soon as we got into that area, smart money was like, whoa, 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 we're taking profits, and we're taking a lot of profits. And that pushed us back down. And then the next following candle, 2 months later, closing again, same way. Body, resistance at 62, wick, again, smart money taking huge amounts of profit at that exact zone. So then we had this bear market, right? We rallied all the way back down and we broke that 30K area, and that 30K area was then our resistance for not just 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 6 months of resistance at that 30K area. Yeah, pretty noteworthy. I want you to keep that in mind. Again, we have this area, 6 months resistance. We finally break through. This is our breakthrough candle from September 2023. And again, we still have that in the back of our mind. We still had that zone of 62,000, not for 2 months, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 months, 1 year resistance at one particular level. 62,000. Do you want to make 5 times more this cycle? Sign up now before it's too late. The clock is ticking and time is almost out. Get money-making buy and sell alerts right to your phone. Pay with crypto and save an extra $250. Go now. Clock is ticking. CryptoCrewUniversity.com/sale. We weren't having resistance for a day or 2 days or a week. 1 year of substantial resistance at one particular area, wicking into that area a multitude of times and getting sold off by smart money every single time for a year. I cannot stress how important that is. So we continue. We had some resistance at this level for 6 months. We finally broke through September 2023, and we were off to the races. The market was incredibly bullish, and we were in full swing bull market. And we rallied back up to where? Back up to the same area. That is our resistance. And then it was our resistance for 1 year straight with every single candle at exactly the same level. So what would play out this time? More of the same. We rallied all the way into that area, and guess what? The body closed under 62,000, just like it did for 12 months in a row at exactly the same level. And people will say, well, we wicked into that area. Yeah, we wicked into that area, and once again, profits were being taken in a large way by smart money. And then we get into the golden child for today, this candle. So we battled into it. We closed below once again. We had a little wick. Okay, that's relatively cute, not very cool. And we followed that up with our next candle. This next candle came out guns blazing, literally. This candle, again, is a 2-month candle. It started out with a huge rally. This, the way it closed, right, is very noteworthy. We're going to get to that in a moment. But this candle was a whole green candle for a while, for weeks. This green candle got up here above 73,000, maybe 73,500, 73,600. And this was looking like this was it. This was the first time we had got up this high. This candle was all green. It had not closed yet, but this was a fat, huge green body coming off of 2, 4, 6 months in a row of green, and we were on fire. The market was on fire. We were absolutely guns blazing, and everyone was like, boom, here it is. We're going to the moon. We're going to 100,000. And when we were literally at the top of this wick, when it seemed unthinkable that anything would happen but continue up, we put out this video. Roll the clip. Attention cryptocurrency investors and traders. There is a major correction coming to the crypto space that will take the world by storm and surprise most, but it's going to present one of the best buying opportunities of this bull run if you've missed out so far. At that video, that was incredibly unpopular. I cannot stress enough how unpopular my opinion was a month and a half ago when this was a huge green candle, when we were above 73,000. I put out a huge warning to the market saying a huge surprise correction was coming. I got a lot of hate for it. People said I was crazy. People are like, well, Steve's been right a lot. Steve called the bottom, but no way in hell this time. There's no way. We're going to 100,000. What happened from that big green candle? It turned into this one. We had a massive correction, just as I said in the video a month and a half ago. And here we are today with the worst possible close. Let me explain. So anytime you have a wick to the upside, especially of this magnitude, there's a tremendous amount of pressure to the downside. This wick, actually, evidence suggests that smart money took profit again at the same area that they took profit for 12 months in a row. So a lot of people didn't get the message that we've been trying to illustrate with this level. This is not the first time I showed you this chart, or the evidence of that past cycle could be a triple or quadruple top. Hence, the 5.3 theory coincides with precisely that. More on that in a moment. But what we have here is a huge wick. Look here, huge wick. We have momentum to the upside, which finally got us through here. Same with this wick. We had these wicks on our side. We had this wick against us, which is set the stage. And for 12 months in a row, we couldn't get above here. We had these wicks to help us move up. All of these wicks, including this candle, which I talked about right in this seat many years ago in the COVID crash. This is the opposite of this candle, okay? These two candles are complete opposite. This candle is called the Dragonfly Doji. By definition, it's found at the bottom of rallies and signals a massive trend reversal. Look at this wick here. I talked about it right in this chair, and they said I was crazy. At that time, they're like, Steve, the world is shut down. How the hell are we going to have a big rally? Every single business known to man, we're locked in our houses. Nothing's open. We can't travel anywhere. Are you out of your mind saying that we're going to have an explosive rally? Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. I trust the charts. I trust my craft. I study the charts nonstop with Bitcoin. 200 charts. I study it 7 days a week. This is what I do. I said, yes, we're going to have a big rally. Call me crazy. You can call me whatever you want, but I trust the charts. And look at what happened. We're having the exact opposite right now. This is not up for debate. This is the exact opposite candle. It's not my opinion. It's not what I hope is going to happen. This is a fact. This candle right here is called a Gravestone Doji candle. By definition, it's found at the tops of rallies. The last time I told you about a Gravestone Doji candle was on the weekly chart. If you go to the weekly chart and you look at our 14K top, that's a Gravestone Doji. And you go back to my videos at the time we printed that, yeah, we talked about it at length. That's a massive trend reversal. We saw a trend reversal from 14 all the way down to 3 something. These are just facts. Go on the weekly chart, look, go back to my videos, you can see it. But here we are. This is a Gravestone Doji on even a higher time frame. This is a 2-month chart. Not only that, we printed a Gravestone Doji candle with the body of that candle closing below that $62,000, the same one that gave us trouble the past 2 months. Not only these past 2 months for this candle, 2 months before, in other words, the past 4 months, this exact level has given us trouble. However, in our past market cycle top, for 12 months in a row, it gave us that same trouble. This is major. I cannot stress this enough. This is so significant. This is one of the most deadly closes Bitcoin has had in recent memory. And I'm not trying to scare people. I'm not trying to, again, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what you should be doing right now. But should you just drop everything and sell everything? No, that's not what I'm suggesting. I will suggest it at the end of the video, as well as I have good news. Not with this candle. There literally is no good news with this candle. But in other charts, there is some good news. I'm going to get to that in a moment. What can we make of all this? Well, if this body of our Gravestone Doji closed above 62, we would be having a very different discussion. It would impact in a very different way. But what does this mean? Let's say you just showed me this chart. You didn't tell me it was for Bitcoin. You didn't tell me the time frame. You didn't tell me anything. Here's what I would say based on all of the studying of charts I've been doing. Again, I started in the stock market at 16 years old. I'm 39. I've been doing this a long time. Here's what I would say if you just showed me this chart. Steve, read this chart to me. What does it say? Here we have a big, huge rally. Green candles getting larger and larger. However, we started to get smaller and smaller green candles as we reached this level of resistance. This first candle had a huge wick right into that zone. Anytime you print smaller body candles leading into a resistance, that's weakness, plain and simple. Plain and simple. If you see a level of resistance and you're printing larger candles into it, you're going to break it. Any time frame, any chart known to man. However, what I would say is, look, we printed this huge green body and then a smaller leading into resistance. We were met with resistance for every single candle here at exactly the same level. We wicked in a whole bunch of times, which means that we have huge trouble at this area, and smart money is taking large amount of profits at this area. This area is super protected. Then we crashed back down to a level of structure. We rallied back up into our key level. This $30,000 level is key level of structure. And again, look at all of the evidence in front of us. You can't debate it. This is facts. We spent all of these candles at this level of resistance. We rallied back above only to do the same exact thing that we did before with this candle. And then it got way worse with this candle. So my story would be, look, this level is ridiculously protected and we're having ridiculous amounts of trouble with this level. And it's not likely we're going to meet this level or get above for a long time. If you just showed me this chart, this is what I would say based on the evidence right here. Now, let's dig into it further. A Gravestone Doji candle, by definition, has a long upper wick. It has a very thin body. What does a thin body mean? That just means that the opening price and the closing price were pretty much the same. Keep in mind, this is a 2-month chart. So it opened and then 2 months later, it closed right about the same price. That's all that means, the thin body. But by definition, for a Gravestone Doji, you need to have a little to no lower wick and a huge upper wick. That's exactly what we have here. But again, the body closed below this level of resistance and we have huge momentum to the downside. So what does all this mean? This means that this little old candle right here can impact the next 3 or 6 months of Bitcoin. This won't be a popular thing to say, but this is the power of these candles that are found at the tops of rally, especially the way that it closed. This has impact on the next 3 or 6 months. Now, does this mean we go straight down? Nothing goes straight down. Nothing. Even here in the midst of a bear market, did we go straight down? Never. Look at this huge wick here. We went from 32,000, we rallied to 48. Nothing goes straight down. Nothing, ever. This has the power to impact the broader picture for Bitcoin the next 3 or 6 months. The larger scope, not the day-to-day. I know the herd, Grandma Betty, they're always going crazy about today we're up $1, we're down $1, oh, 2%, oh, 3%. Who cares? That's picking up pennies on the ground. I want you to start to make big boy decisions, and that's with these larger time frames. That's where you're going to make all of your money or lose all of your money. It's really up to you. What we see happening here is a trend reversal. That's what this candle means, right? It's a Gravestone Doji candle. It's typically found at the tops of rallies, and it spells trend reversal. Now, does this mean tomorrow there's going to be a trend reversal or the day after? No, in the bigger picture, trend reversal. So I did mention I have good news. And I did mention that I was going to tell you what you should be doing right now. Should we do the good news first or what you should be doing right now? I think we'll do the good news first, and then I'll tell you what you should be doing right now, because then it will make more sense. So yes, higher time frames, boom, Gravestone Doji, very bad, large wick, horrific close, bloodbath of a candle, worst candle in years. I don't see a candle in front of me that literally this candle's the opposite. So this is the worst candle that I see in years. We haven't printed a worse candle than this, plain and simple. There is good news, and I'll tell you here. So the good news is that the crypto market and the stock market are gearing up for a surprise rally on a smaller time frame, on weekly time frames. If you study the charts like I do, and especially if you got the indicator bundle and you got the 5 trade alerts, those are going to make you a lot of money, a lot of money. I'm not going to tell you what they are here, but those of you who got the trade alerts, you better watch those charts like a hawk. Okay? What the market is doing is on the larger time frame, which we just covered, big trend reversal coming. However, nothing goes straight down. There's going to be a surprise rally in the market. And it's going to be not just crypto, it's going to be the stock market as well. It's going to pump. And there's going to be a lot of money to be made. On the weekly time frames, if you look at the stochastic RSI of your favorite altcoin or your favorite stocks, you will see what I'm saying. It's going to be a paired movement with stocks and crypto, and everything is going to pump. And people are going to get very excited. But then the boss of the show, this candle, is going to come in, and we're going to see further downside action. That's what's typically going to happen. So what does that mean? That means like, don't pay attention to the day-to-day. Don't pay attention to the week-to-week. Pay attention to this weekly stochastic RSI cross for crypto or your favorite altcoins or your favorite stocks. Plain and simple. It's all going to move in tandem. It's all lining up. This happens about every 6 months, and that's what we're lining up for. So that will freak everybody out because they're going to see the market pumping, and they're going to be like, oh, this is it, 100K right around the corner, and then it's just not going to happen. This candle has significant power, all right? So that's the good news, right? That's the good news. There's going to be a lot of money to be made. This still is a bull market. There's no way around that. Well, I already gave you the bad news. Now let me tell you what I think you should be doing right now. When you see this, should you sell everything? No. This is a bull market, okay? This is a bull market. In a bull market, you want to focus on when to buy, not when to sell. This is not a market cycle top. This is a top before the real top. This is a interim top, right? If you want to see what this is, it's kind of like this, where we had an interim top, we plummeted. In this case, it was like, I think 80 something percent, 75, 80%. That was an interim top. It wasn't the real top. The real top came later. That's kind of what we're seeing here. This is an interim top. It's not the market cycle top. There's no evidence to say that we are at a market cycle top. This is an interim top. So should you be selling everything and trying to time the market of when to buy back in? No. Look at where that got you before. You've done that a lot and it's never worked. So why do it again? Literally, the definition of insanity is to keep trying the same things and expecting different results. I know you tried to sell and time the market before and it failed every time. Don't do that. This is a bull run. Instead, reverse the mind. We have a big buying opportunity coming to the market. It's coming for stocks and it's coming for crypto. So what you should be doing right now is follow the strategy that I gave you like a month and a half ago. I think I gave it to you in the same video where I called the 73,500 top. I think I put it in the same video and I put it in tons of videos after that. If you somehow missed it, I'll give you the strategy right now. Step number 1, what I want you to do is identify how much free cash you have to invest, whether that's $10, $100, $100,000, $1 million, it doesn't matter. Step number 1, how much cash do you have to invest? Write it down. Step number 2, once the market corrects 15 to 20%, you buy with 20% of that free cash. In other words, if you said, I got $100, okay, if the market corrects 15 to 20%, which that's where we are right now, you invest 20% of that money, in other words, $20. Then you wait. If the market corrects between 20 and 30%, you take 30% of that free cash and invest more, dollar cost average more. If the market corrects more, any more than 30%, you dollar cost average with the rest of that. What are we at now? 50%. That's what you do, all right? This is a strategic way to minimize risk, to maximize reward, to eliminate all of the guesswork, right? This is a bull market. You do not want to be in the frame set, in the mind frame of selling. You want to be in the mindset of when should I buy more? This is a bull run, okay? I know this is going to be the opposite of what everyone tells you to do, but look at their results. I can't, look at what I've told you here on the channel. A lot of people took profits at 73,000 above that when I put out the video. Great, that's fine. They decided to do that. They took massive profits and they bought back in. I told them in the same video, if you sell at 73, you buy back in when we go down to 15 to 20%. And they just started maximizing their Bitcoin and multiplying their Bitcoin. But again, it's too late. You can't go back and sell at 73. If you just found my channel, it's a bit too late. But again, this is what I'm going to tell you. Stay level-headed. Trade less. Focus on big boy moves. Don't listen to Grandma Betty, and I want you to stay level-headed, especially in the day-to-day grind, because the herd runs around like their hair's on fire every single day. They have no idea what they're doing. Don't do what they are doing. Stay level-headed. Money always moves from impatient hands to patient hands. It's been true for the entire history of humankind, period. That's not up for debate. That's a fact. Keep that in mind. I'll see you back here in the next video. From Mark, Steve's education made all the difference. We profited $50,000. From Dr. George, in just 1 week, I made $70,000 profit using Steve's indicators. Carl, I made 300% trade with his system. Go now. The clock is ticking. CryptoCrewUniversity.com/sale. Check out what my indicator bundle can do. BitShib USD turned 10,000 into 30,000 with this quick buy in this quick sell. Bitcoin turned $10,000 into 147,000. Ethereum turned 10,000 into 270,000. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking.